Hi, I'm Bailey. If you're subscribed to my channel, you are probably expecting a song cover, and today that's not what I'm doing, so you might want to just click out of this video because it probably isn't relative to you. However, if your curiosity is piqued, feel free to check out the YouTube channels that I'm going to link in the description below, because it's going to be all about these two separate YouTube channels that I feel the need to speak about today. So, if you clicked on this video from the random search button on YouTube, you were probably looking for something to do with Jaclyn Glenn or Caitlin, who runs the blog called Mrs. Midwest. And you probably saw Jaclyn Glenn's video regarding Mrs. Midwest. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time here explaining these two. My neighbor's dogs are barking, I'm sorry. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time explaining these two's differences, but the main thing is Jaclyn Glenn has a pretty large YouTube channel. She is an atheist. She makes a lot of videos criticizing Christian YouTube channels like Mrs. Midwest. In fact, in the very first video that she uploaded, she said she found another girl to find, which I don't really agree that they're that similar. I've watched a handful of Girl to Find videos. While I'm sure they're lovely girls, they're not my cup of tea. I have to admit, though, I found Mrs. Midwest's channel a couple of months ago, and I'm kind of obsessed. I watched all of her videos at this point. She is a homemaker. She makes videos about being a homemaker and being a wife and femininity, and I like it. I enjoy her content. Jaclyn, I've watched her content as well. She's a very smart girl, okay? She's very smart. We disagree on a lot of things. I myself am also Christian. I'm a Catholic. I'm a practicing Catholic. I still enjoy Jaclyn's content, even though she's atheist. I agree with her on some things. She's actually swayed my position on some things, and on some things, she has reaffirmed me in my own beliefs that are very different from hers. So, that being said, I saw the videos that she made a couple of days ago regarding Mrs. Midwest. Jaclyn made a lot of claims about Mrs. Midwest that I feel are very incorrect. She portrayed her in a bad light. I mean, bottom line. So I'm going to touch on a couple of things that Jaclyn said that I feel the need to speak on. I'm not going to hit on everything. Honestly, I thought I was going to be able to do that, but there are a lot of things that she said in her videos that I disagreed with, that I also want to be very careful about how I word my opinion. I want to be very accurate. So I'm only going to pick a couple of things that she mentioned, which is going to be really hard for me to do because I feel like I could ramble on this topic for hours. One of the first issues that I took with Jaclyn's video is that she called her a hypocrite for the fact that Caitlin talks about how young women should consider their options if they are looking to become a housewife in the future. Caitlin herself has gone to college. I think she got like a communications major or something like that. I could be wrong. Go watch Caitlin's videos, okay? Now she's running a blog, and she is making YouTube videos, obviously. Jaclyn makes YouTube videos. She also went to college, from what I understand. I forget what, maybe she had the communications major. I'm not sure. Again, watch her YouTube videos. Many of them are great. She says that Caitlin's a hypocrite because she was making points about what you have to consider if you're thinking about someday becoming a homemaker / housewife. And she says that you should plan your life around your family, not your family around your life, which Jaclyn took huge issue with and said that's a really dangerous thing to tell young women. She said it scared her that she is telling young impressionable women to do that. And the fact is, she's not telling young impressionable women to do that. She's saying, if you want to become a housewife, this is something to think about. If you eventually want to get married, it might not be in your best interest to go to college and accumulate a lot of debt. Because I went to college. I accumulated a lot of debt. I wish when I was 18, I had someone tell me that college isn't my only option, that I could just work, even a minimum wage job. The fact is, I grew up when YouTube was starting, the internet was around. You can learn things on the internet for free 99. I so wish I would have done that. I really, really wish I would have done that. I'm so grateful for my career, but I definitely think I could have done things differently. As for somebody, especially who is thinking about becoming a housewife someday, yeah, that's kind of gonna suck to do that to a guy that you're gonna marry. And you're saying, look, I went to college and I got this degree, but I'm gonna let you do all the working, and you can help me pay off all this debt. You can pay off all this debt, not even help me. You're gonna pay off all of my debt. I think that's something to consider. Maybe you shouldn't do that. If you want to have a family someday and you want to stay at home, that's a consideration, and I think that's pretty valid. Even Jaclyn has admitted in her videos that, she went to college and she does, reap the benefits of going to college. She uses some of the skills she learned to write a blog. I want to put this out there that you don't have to go to college to start a blog and make a YouTube channel. You really don't. Jaclyn also made the point that, you can learn so many life skills in college and learn how to be like a grown-up and learn all of these adult skills or whatever. So I said a lot of words here, and I'm just going to sum up by saying a lot of people, myself included, use college to delay the growing up portion of their life. And let's not pretend it's not a thing that people go to college and then move back into their parents' house and then figure out their life, hopefully, by the time they're 30. I don't think you have to rack up a lifetime worth of debt in order to learn the skills to be a mature adult. I'm sorry. I think that is the most ridiculous thing ever. Let me rewind back to the point that she said it scares her, the message that she's giving young women. I'm sorry. Jaclyn puts out videos all the time of her drinking gratuitous amounts of booze. A lot of the times when she starts reacting to Christian videos, she'll be like pouring herself a glass of wine. It's like, to listen to other people, I better get drunk. Yeah, because that's a really healthy thing to be putting out there to your audience, which is also young women and men. Your concern for giving young people an inappropriate message is really disingenuous. Another thing that I took issue with Jaclyn's portrayal of Mrs. Midwest is that she was misleading in the fact that she said today's society does not embrace women's feminine qualities. I'm not sure if Jaclyn genuinely didn't understand Mrs. Midwest's point about this, or if she actually disagrees. But I think there's a little bit of both. But I am here to say, having watched all of Jaclyn's videos, she's completely right on this. One question Jaclyn asked is, what is even her definition of femininity? And it's pretty easy to figure that out if you watch Mrs. Midwest's videos. She used words like beautifying, nurturing, and creating. And these are traits that I'm going to say are generally accepted as feminine qualities, and there are generally accepted terms that are associated with being masculine. So I actually looked these up, and I found these on Wikipedia, and as unreliable of a source that is, these are generally associated with the terms masculinity and femininity. So femininity: gentleness, empathy, humility, and sensitivity. Masculinity, or masculine traits, are strength, courage, independence, leadership, and assertiveness. Now, I would say that all of these words, both masculine and feminine, are pretty positive. But notice they're not opposite. And if Jaclyn thinks that today's society doesn't celebrate masculine traits in women, then she's entirely wrong. I think Jaclyn's point that she's trying to make is that women in today's society have a hard time embracing their feminine traits, like being a nurturer, being empathetic, and a little bit sensitive, when society is telling us that why would you be those things when you can be a strong and assertive CEO of a company? That's the ultimate goal in today's world. And while that's possible and wonderful for women to have both masculine and feminine traits, as well as men. I think that it's not possible to be everything at the same time. And I think that what Caitlin's trying to do is show people that maybe it's a good idea to leave a little bit more room for women to decide whether or not these masculine traits are for them, okay? And I don't think Caitlyn has ever said that women becoming CEO of a company is a bad thing. And I don't think that she believes that, okay? I just think that women should be allowed the space and the approval even of it's okay if you don't want to be a CEO of a company. It's okay if you just want to stay home and raise your kids and nurture your family. It blows my mind that this is like controversial. Like, it blows my mind. Oh, and heaven forbid I tell you that I think men tend to be more masculine and women tend to be more feminine. Speaking of personality traits, though, I am going to plug my favorite human ever right now, Jordan Peterson. I'm obsessed. He is so smart, incredibly fascinating to listen to. One of the many, many videos you can find on YouTube is going to be linked below, and he talks about like big 5 personality traits, and those are extroversion, agreeableness, openness, conscientiousness, and neuroticism. And he just talks a lot about like the differences between men and women and how we're actually mostly alike, but once we hit puberty, certain differences take effect. And biology, who knew? In conclusion, I just think this video that Jaclyn made was pretty dang nasty. I don't think that she had any genuine concern for the well-being of young humans, okay? I just don't. I think that was very disingenuous. I think she made it to make herself feel high and mighty. So her actually saying in some of her videos that Caitlyn is being like condescending, and maybe she didn't say that, but she kind of gave the impression that that's what she thought. And if you watch Jaclyn's videos, like, she's very condescending in a lot of her videos. And like I said, I even enjoy some of Jaclyn's content, but she's very hypocritical in this video. I don't like how she treated Caitlyn. I don't think that was very nice. And while it's true that, you know, putting stuff on the internet opens yourself up to criticisms, I don't think that it's cool to be nasty to somebody just because you can. Caitlyn, however, congrats, because I think you got a lot more views because of Jaclyn's video. So good for you. I'm really happy for you. I really, really appreciate what you're doing with your platform. And I wish you the most success in the world, because I think you're such a sweetheart. If you made it to the end of this video, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. I'm not sure that I will ever make a video like this again. I might just go back to making the song covers, but who knows, if enough people actually like this, maybe I'll make another one someday. Doubt it, but we'll see. I just wanted to tack on before leaving as well that Caitlyn handled this situation with Jaclyn with an enormous amount of class, and she made this post on her Sunday blog. And I just want to read you this quote because it just goes to show that you embrace your feminine qualities and they will serve you well, and they can be strong in and of themselves, okay? I'm going to read you this quote. She said, "I think it is a worthy and strong calling as Christians, or just as people, or women in general, to set out to make people feel welcome. I want to give a proverbial welcome home to everyone I encounter online or in real life. I want people to feel safe, welcomed, and nurtured in my presence. I want them to feel comfortable and pleasant, and to know that they can be themselves, free of judgment. There is power in making others feel welcome, and there is power in casting out a net of safety, love, and consideration around those in your life. I believe, though, that that net of love should not only be reserved for those who are similar to us, but also those who are different, or even those who hate us." You handled that so well, and that was beautifully, beautifully said, and I'm really proud of you, and maybe someday we'll cross paths. I think we'd be good friends.